He's Ash.
He's David. And this is the Artful Pose.
Hello, and welcome back to another figure review. Today we're going to be looking at the recent 2025 Spider-Man retro card back from Marvel Legends. Trying to get a good shot in there. So, there you go. He's got that classic design of the box. There's the back of the box. Gives a description of who Miguel O'Hara is and what 2099. There's the rest of the other figures within that line. And it's a beautiful retro card with that 90s Spider-Man logo. And of course, we have the image on the side. And of course, that beautiful animated series, New York City, in the background. All right, let's break this guy open. All right, here he is out of the box. He is a fantastic figure. If you watched one of our top 10 figures from before, he was my number one. He does come with 2 fisted hands and 2 sticky hands and 2 claw hands. Now, some of you might wonder, especially if you're getting into collecting and you have not read Spider-Man 2099 or have only known of him from the Spider-Verse or into the, wait, was it into? No, Across the Spider-Verse movie, and that was your first introduction. Miguel O'Hara doesn't have webbing. In New York, he would use his cape right here that was gifted to him to actually glide around the city. And he would cling to flying cars because during that time, in the year of 2099, the cityscape is gigantic. It towers into the clouds. So all he needed to do was just fall down and fly around. Yes, flying spider. He mainly used his claw hand, so I switched it out for the claw hands. So let's go over some of the details first. Things that I liked, things that I didn't like. There's, to be honest, right off the bat before I continue, there's really not much on this figure that I don't like. I am very happy. I'm one of those where once I saw it, I freaked out to finally get a 2099 with this body bulk. I mean, he is just great. Just look at that. And I believe this is the same body bulk as the Renew Your Vows. Just a little less, it just seems a little less buff than the Renew Your Vows. That's all. Maybe the Iron Fist, one of those. Looks very, very similar to the Iron Fist body bulk, especially with all the vein sculpting right there. It's got some fantastic detail. One of the things I did love, and do love, I should say, is that the face mask that's all sculpted in, which is why there is some minor paint bleeding, because that's all sculpted and painted on, which I absolutely love, because you don't have to worry about over time any of that scraping off and it just being flat. Hasbro also did a very neat trick. So we all love certain poses that Spider-Man does, especially in the comic books. They're iconic. And you need certain joints in order to do that. And that's the butterfly joint. So you can go all the way forward, all the way back. But one of the things I love, see what I did when I did all the way back? Right there. They included the paint, but they did it in such a way that it's almost hidden. It's seamless. Very rarely do we ever get that to where it works. It really works. Now, I know some of you might mention that the paint there on the middle of the hand, that just comes with the territory. But overall, this body bulk is fantastic for Spider-Man 2099. Now, I don't know if the camera's going to catch it very well, but if you have this in hand, this cape has almost a multicolored iridescence to it, just like a real spider web. I think that's just fascinating how they did it. He also has the classic spikes, and they're, in my opinion, perfect length. They're not too long, they're not too short. Sometimes it's kind of a throw in the air of what you're going to get. I personally like these the most. It works well. It doesn't impede anything. And everything's made out of a some of a softer plastic. I know with some of these figures, they're quite, what do I want to say, hard to the point where if you want to pose it, get ready to bleed, because they're going to poke you, and at that point, the action figure's kicking your butt. All right, let's go over some quick articulation, just to show you how great he is. So, I feel that almost all Spider-Man need this. It's a combination of a ball joint here, right underneath the rib cage, just above the abs, and then you have the actual abdominal crunch. So you can get that full all the way over. Like, oh my gosh, look at that. You know, he does Pilates. It can go all the way back. Now the cape can come off. So if you don't want it, you can take it off. It goes in via a peg. You can go all the way back this far. And one of the things I really like, they continued this from the Scarlet Spider, put a nice little divot back here. I saw a lot of customizers where they would cut this open so you can get that full looking up. Because one of the best poses that you can do with Spider-Man 2099, and what you see in the comic books often, is him falling, or skydiving, gliding, looking up, but mainly almost similar to like a flying pose, but he's actually gliding because of the cape. Great posability with the knees. He's got the toes, so if you want to do it, you can. Let's see if we can get the camera down there. You can get him squatting like this. And move the hands in front. So if you want to get that classic, move it all the way forward. See how far I can get the butterfly joints to do it. And then you can look up. Now, you can't go all the way down because, you know, plastic. But that's how far you can get with that classic squat position as he looks out over the city. Great figure. And do the splits. So let's see how he compares scale-wise to some others. Okay, scale-wise, I'm using the Hasbro animated series version of Mysterio, and as you can see, Miguel O'Hara is kind of tall. He's a tall Spidey. It just works perfectly well. Let's go compare him now with a DC multiverse. And here we have one of the newest versions of Superboy. Yes, the jacket is a custom, if you're ever wondering. That's a very tall Superboy. Definitely makes Spidey look a lot shorter. So if you wanted to do one of those DC Marvel mashups with your Spider-Man 2099 along with Batman Beyond, well, might have some discrepancies there, saying as Terry McGinnis is supposed to be a bit shorter because he's a teen. So I don't know, just like with this Superboy, might be a little hard to do in your display if you want to go for that futuristic design. One thing I do want to mention before I continue with scaling, the joints right here, they can be a little loose. I had to loosen it up a little bit by doing some heat treatments on it. If you'd like to know how to loosen up your figure just a tad and to avoid any form of breakage, please see our tips and tricks video on how to fix that. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed. I know this was a relatively quick video, and please like and subscribe to The Artful Pose. Bye.
Hey, thanks so much for watching our latest video. We really appreciate it. We hope that you found it entertaining and enjoyable. And please make sure to share, like, and subscribe. And if you want to see us cover something, please put it in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. And until the next video, make all your poses artful. Is this artful? I don't know. I'm such a rookie. Anyway, see you later.